Hi everyone, it's Eva Pieczak here from Abundant Results Coaching, and today I would love to talk to you a little bit about our self-image. I'm currently spending a week with my parents here in Poland, and I really get to see how I was brought up and how I was meant to turn out in life. So, pretty much what happens in our life, we grow up in an environment that we're being taught what's right and what's not. So, very often, whenever you're growing up around family that is typically working 9 to 5 and earning pretty good income, and pretty much that's where they're going, this is how you're meant to turn out. If you're living around family that maybe your parents are entrepreneurial and maybe they go for things in life, then you're probably programmed to turn out the same way. Now we pick up patterns of our parents, and some of those patterns are good, and some of those patterns maybe don't serve us because they kind of make us reproduce what our parents created in our life. So it's very good to really reassess, how do you see yourself, because pretty much how you see yourself, it has come from your environment. See, when you're born, when you're a little child, you don't have a self image. Like, you don't have any views, beliefs, or habitual behavior that belongs to your environment. You're pretty much born with a little bit of genetic conditioning. That's why you look like your parents. But then, up to the age of 5 and 6, you start observing. You start observing the patterns and you start hearing the patterns. So, all sorts of beliefs and habits around how you're meant to get educated, what sort of job you should be taking, maybe that you should, by the age of 25, you should get married and have children, and pretty much life is about family, or else life is about fulfilling your ambition. Whatever that is, you pick up patterns from your parents. Then you pick up a lot of beliefs about money as well and about yourself. So if you grow up in an environment where maybe, whether this is your parents or maybe whether this is your teachers, demanded a lot of you, you might develop that critical voice that whatever you do is never good enough. And also you cannot have more. And unless you look at those patterns and you accept that part of you is programmed by your environment, and you reassess whether this is actually bringing you to where you want to go, you're not going to change. So maybe your parents were 9 to 5 employees and you would like to have a successful business. I've come across this pattern very often where people maybe they worked for a company and they earned very good income, but then when they went off and set out their own business, they were failing. And it's not their fault. It's pretty much the programming. They were never taught how to do it properly, and they were never seeing themselves as a successful entrepreneur. Self image is key to our success. How you see yourself is going to give you the results that you have. And if those results are not exactly what you want, whether this is finances, whether this is your career, whether this is your relationships or your body weight, you've got to look at what sort of program you've picked up from your environment in your early childhood. And this is what self-image work is about. Self-image is looking at, okay, I've just become a replica of my environment, and is this really what I want? Because very often, if we're not getting the results that we desire in life, we've got to reassess that pattern that we picked up from our family. Not making it wrong, because everything is perfect. What we pick up from our parents doesn't matter where you came from. You just have to look at, is this getting me to where I want to go? And if it doesn't, you've got to look at reassessing your self image and start implanting beliefs in your mind of who you want to become. Start convincing your mind, developing a mindset of that successful entrepreneur, developing a mindset of that person that is healthy and takes care of their body every day, developing that wealth conscious mindset if you want to multiply your income. Unless you change your mindset, it's going to be extremely hard for you to get what you want in life. Unless you're happy with pretty much what you brought from your childhood. If you want to keep repeating, if you brought a lot of good programming and you're repeating the patterns that you want to repeat, perfect. But if you want something different, you've got to reassess and you've got to change your self-image. You will never outgrow your self-image unless you change it at a mind level. So, I have a very exciting event coming up at the end of May in Dublin. If you happen to be around, have a look down below the video, and I would love to invite you to this event to reassess your self image. What do you really think of yourself? Is this matching the results that you want to achieve? If not, very rarely you're going to achieve those results unless you get down to the source. How do you see yourself? You've got to see yourself as that person that you need to become in order to get your goals achieved. So I hope you got some food for thought, and if you're around Dublin on 28th of May, I would love to see you at the event. Thank you and have a lovely day.